Coming up on this edition of SU TV News, a former president visits Fargo.
Shelters for pets help homesick students.
And in sports, football has a comeback victory at home.
This is SU TV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SU TV News. I'm Adam Kempenick.
And I'm Allie Weary. The Height Camp campaign was treated to a bit of star power on Monday.
Former President Bill Clinton visited Fargo to rally for the North Dakota Democratic candidate for the U.S. Senate. The Fargo Civic Center was packed to maximum capacity as over 3,500 people showed up to see the charismatic speaker. Clinton spoke in defense of Height Camp's position on certain issues, including energy and education. He also made a humorous mention of the city's trademark movie, Fargo.
We would show it, and when the staff got tired of it, the press corps would demand we show Fargo again. And there were all these contests about how many lines from the movie the various reporters and staff members could utter before the actors said them.
The location moved from the Bison Sports Arena after staff raised issues of state law involving political usage of public buildings and logistical problems in preparing the arena on a day it was already scheduled to be in use.
The highly contested Senate race between Democrat Heidi Heitkamp and Republican Rick Berg continues as election season draws to a close. Heitkamp held a rally in the NDSU Memorial Union on Wednesday, meeting with interested students. The former North Dakota Attorney General believes the race will go down to the wire. The latest polls show that is the case. Both Heitkamp and Berg have debated 3 times. Some of Heitkamp's views include continuing to foster the state's energy production and making health care more available. During her rally, she also discussed how she plans to help college students by reducing their debt.
Both in terms of creating incentives for people to stay in North Dakota, but also not overcharging students for interest. Right now in this country, student debt has surpassed credit card debt.
Republican Rick Berg is also busy on the campaign trail. He visited campus last week to meet with students. The current member of the U.S. House of Representatives has accused his opposing candidate of holding the same views as President Obama. Berg's views include creating a new health care system and removing excess government regulations to help our use of energy resources more efficiently.
Under control, our debt under control, and we need to encourage our economy to grow. That's going to create career jobs for college graduates, and I think that's what's critical in this election.
Election day is right around the corner, and many NDSU students are preparing to vote for the very first time. Election day is in 5 days, and early voting has already begun. Being away from home leads to many students to believe they have no way of casting their vote. But the state of North Dakota has an easy way for students to do their part.
If you've lived here in North Dakota for 30 days, which everyone living on campus has, all they have to do is go to the Fargo Dome to vote on November 6th. Bring your ID, bring your student ID.
Out-of-state voters should contact election officials about absentee voting because in most cases, voting in North Dakota will change your residency. Changes have been made to school lunch programs this year. We'll take a closer look at how schools have responded after the 7-day forecast.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix only at Jitters.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go. SU TV News is brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back to SU TV News. NDSU played host this week to a former United States vice presidential candidate.
Winona LeDuc, the vice presidential candidate to Ralph Nader's 2000 and 2004 campaigns, met with NDSU media outlets to propose a partnership between NDSU and schools in the White Earth Reservation in Minnesota. The Spectrum, Thunder Radio, and the Bison Information Network sat down with LeDuc to discuss the proposition in which NDSU would provide student and faculty leaders to teach journalism to White Earth students. LeDuc says that journalism is very important to the White Earth community, but their schools simply do not have enough programs.
I'm interested in some people who want to do journalism, environmental journalism, and who want to help teach journalism to young people, youth. I got tribal schools at a tribal college. We don't have a journalism program.
The goal of this project is to train students to operate the first FCC-licensed independent radio station on a reservation in Minnesota.
Just days before polls open, gas prices in the United States have been tumbling. Experts at AAA say that the decline is likely due to Mother Nature. Hurricane Sandy pounded the East Coast, the nation's largest consumer of gasoline, and national demand for gas has fallen as travel in the area has all but halted. Just 2 of the 6 refineries in New England have closed or reduced production due to the storm. Currently, the average gas price in the United States is $3.58, down from $3.81 2 weeks ago. AAA says that the price of gasoline is expected to continue to slowly drop through the end of the year.
Cafeteria food isn't what it used to be. For the first time in 15 years, school lunches must meet new nationwide requirements. SUTV's Nicole Johnson gets an inside look at how kids are eating at school.
This school year, West Fargo High School is moving towards a healthier lifestyle. The UFDA created new standards for food choices and portion sizes.
It's quite a change in just what we're able to offer. We're doing a lot of manipulating of our menu to try not to make the changes so severe, but yet we do need to follow the guidelines.
Every student must have fruit and vegetables on their tray and be under a certain calorie goal.
Kind of a painful start, but I think that it's something our country needs to do. We need to just kind of sit back and go, what are we becoming here?
Teachers at West Fargo High School are positive about the food changes, but haven't seen many changes in student behavior.
Maybe that'll come down the road. I know that we haven't been able to implement all of the guidelines that the government is putting forth, but maybe sometime down the road you will see those types of things.
Not everyone is excited about the cafeteria food on their plate.
I've noticed towards the end of the school day that I go out to eat after school because I get really hungry from not getting enough food.
Students are spending more money on lunches, but schools are not breaking the bank for their grocery bill.
I think the regulations are a little more strict than we've been used to, but you know, they do handle the funds.
The UFDA, along with the Center for Disease Control and Michelle Obama, want these changes to decrease diseases. However, not everyone agrees that the government should control how kids eat at school.
It's the biggest change in a generation. So we just kind of have been rolling along.
Nicole Johnson reporting, SUTV News.
30 to 50% of calories are eaten from meals during school. The new meal standards aim to improve the health of nearly 32 million kids.
A student at NDSU spends her time in an extra special manner. We'll tell you more after we show you this week's campus calendar.
Watch SU TV News on Cable 1. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable 1 Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means Matt Bus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mattbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MattBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MattBus.
And I ride MattBus.
And you should too.
Welcome back to SU TV News. If you spend a day in the architecture studio, you might find the experience exhausting.
A unique NDSU student is pursuing not just one passion, but two. SU TV's Nicole Johnson tells the story of a young woman putting a physical toll on her body to do the things she loves.
Not only was Gabby Borelli born into an artistic family, but she challenges her creativity daily.
I have so much work to do for class. But it's like you have to be passionate about it, and if you really are that passionate, you shouldn't be complaining about it.
In high school, Gabby was offered a scholarship to North Dakota State University. She was born and raised in Brazil, but moved to Fargo to study American architecture.
I've always wanted to have the experience of doing like such a radical change.
Architecture is not like writing a paper. Often Gabby goes days without sleeping to finish her designs.
Her attitude and actions definitely show that. She has that kind of personality to pursue her passions.
Gabby will be graduating in May of this year. She hopes to get her American architect license and stay in Fargo to begin her career.
Once I really got into the school, I knew that that was it.
And if architecture wasn't enough, she's also pursuing the art of ballet, which puts even more physical stress on the body.
A friend of mine and I were talking, and it feels like our bodies are of a 45-year-old.
Gabby started doing ballet when she was 3 years old, but she has never planned to dance as a career.
How heavy the shoes are, or like the bloody feet, the sweat. You don't see any of that in performance.
Gabby uses ballet as a way to escape from the stresses of architecture.
It's been really doable, and like I said, it's just two different passions.
Nicole Johnson, SU TV News.
Gabby performs with Gasper School of Dance in downtown Fargo. She will be dancing the Nutcracker at NDSU in December.
With the 300 organizations offered at NDSU, students may not have time to learn about them all. One of these has made great advancements within the last few years. NDSU's hip-hop team. After starting with only 6 individuals, the hip-hop team has expanded and become a very diverse group. The techniques used to make the organization unique because of the variety of different dance styles, not just related to the hip-hop culture. Members who have joined feel that the hip-hop team is a great and fun experience overall.
I like the diversity because we are pretty much like in different cultures. We bring together all different cultures in campus. We have different styles, and so it's not just we're performing hip hop, but we do other styles.
Students who are interested in joining the team can show up to the Studio B at the Wellness Center on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. No auditions are required.
Teachers don't always have the easiest jobs on campus. They need to constantly respond to emails, questions about assignments, and sometimes make accommodations for students. SU TV News reporter Jordan Fleck has more on one particular teacher.
Some students go to college to pursue a career in teaching. Patrick Schmidt started his career path as a journalist. Now, at North Dakota State University, he has found a new passion.
I felt like I could have more of an impact as a teacher than I could as a writer. If I'm writing them, it's just me. If it's me teaching people how to write, that's 60 people every semester, and I feel like that has a real impact.
Patrick is starting only his second year teaching at NDSU, yet he doesn't feel like he is falling behind in illustrating to students what they need to know for the future.
I was just in your position a couple of years ago. This is what you're going to be needing to do. I think that students identify with that I have recent experience and change it. It's our preview. The school board for Circleville will hold a meeting at 7 p.m. Thursday. That's a pretty classic.
Journalism is a very applied area of focus, and it takes particular professional experience and skill. Patrick, in this case, has those professional skills.
The first semester of the year is drawing to a close, and Patrick continues to help his students advance in whichever direction they choose to go.
I've got time built in the system, and the other thing I've got recent time. I am still in contact with a ton of people in the profession. I know what people who are hiring right now are looking for, the types of skills they want people to have, the types of abilities they need and that they want.
Jordan Fleck reporting for SU TV News.
Class registration for the spring semester is happening right now. Anyone interested in taking a course from Patrick Schmidt can enroll online on Campus Connection.
It's officially the most wonderful time of the year, or is it? Several radio stations have already begun playing the yearly craze of winter holiday music.
This week for Sidewalk Stampede, we set out to see how students feel about the early onset of the holiday season.
I love holiday music, but I think November is a little too early for it. It gets kind of annoying, but as long as I don't hear it often, it's fine.
The holiday music should wait, at least get into the spirit. We want to celebrate the other holidays before and have time to do that.
I don't mind it, it's a little bit premature, I think.
I love it. I start listening to holiday music really early just to get in the season because, as Buddy the Elf says, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
I haven't heard any.
Holiday music everywhere. I haven't personally heard very much of it. I have my own CD, but have you heard any?
I also have not heard any yet, and I'm glad that I haven't because, like the one girl said, I like to celebrate my holidays in order, so I just got done with Halloween. Next comes Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. Coming up on SU TV News, we take a look at a great Bison comeback. This and more when we return with SU TV Sports.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix only at Jitters.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means Map Bus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15. From downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter. Keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go. SU TV Sports is brought to you by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields.
Welcome back. After a dominating shutout of the Coyotes on the road, the NDSU football team returned home to take on a strong Southern Illinois team. The Bison defeated the Salukis 9-3 last season, and this game would be close as well. To the Fargo Dome now, where we see the fans showing off the Bison Game Day app. In the middle of the second, the game is tied at 7. Brock Jensen is hit, and he fumbles. The Salukis' Brand Williams returns it 55 yards for the touchdown. NDSU's third defensive touchdown allowed in their last 2 home games. Late in the third, NDSU is down 17-10. Wildcat formation, snap to Derek Lang, handoff to Trevor Gebhardt, flip to Brock Jensen, 50-yard bomb to Andrew Oakland, and that would change momentum in this one. Early in the fourth on that same drive, Lang in the backfield again. This time he pounds in a 1-yard touchdown to tie the game at 17. 5:30 left in the game. John Crockett gets his hands on the ball and puts one in from 5 yards out. The Bison lead 23-17 because the extra point was blocked. 3:30 remaining in the game. Corey Faulkner rolls out. He tries to get rid of it, and who else is there but Marcus Williams, his 15th career interception. He is now second all-time for the Bison. The Bison go on to win that one 23-17 and hold Southern Illinois to 55 yards of total offense in the second half. Next, the Bison traveled to Missouri State, where they lost 3-0 in 2010. With everything on the line, NDSU soccer needed a victory over Omaha in their final game to make the Summit League tournament. The game was a nail-biter as NDSU pulled off a 1-0 victory and qualified for their 4th straight Summit League appearance. Junior Jenna Miller was on the receiving end of an Anisha Kinrath corner kick for her first shot and first goal of the season. The Bison will play the late game against Fort Wayne, while Western Illinois and Oakland will play the early game. NDSU lost to the Mastodons 1-0 in Fort Wayne. The championships will be Sunday at noon, and all games will be played in Brookings. The Bison volleyball team is also fighting for the playoffs as they took on Fort Wayne and Oakland last weekend. After a close 3-2 loss to league-leading Fort Wayne Friday, the Bison needed a win over Oakland to break a tie for 4th place. In the Benson Bunker Fieldhouse, both teams at 6-6 in the division. In the first set, Bryn Jokey bumps, sets it to freshman Emily Reese, who sets it to freshman Jenny Fossbender. She had 15 kills on the day. The Bison take set 1, 25-19. In the second set, Oakland is on the attack. Bryn Jokey blocks that one, and Oakland will win the set 25-21. In the fourth, NDSU down 2-1. Megan Lambertson gets the kill, but the Bison would drop that set 25-19 and lose 3-1. The Bison traveled to Kansas City Friday and South Dakota Saturday in a couple must-win matches. This week marks the official start of the basketball season. The men start the season against the Cobbers from Concordia, and the women begin their season against Minnesota State Crookston. The men's team is picked to finish second in the Summit League behind defending champions South Dakota State. Taylor Braun was picked to the preseason first team All-Summit League. On the women's side, they are picked to finish 4th in the Summit League. Katie Burkle is picked to the preseason first team All-Summit League. The men begin their season November 12th against number 1 Indiana, while the women begin on November 20th. It's really good that we get to now start cheering for basketball. Soccer, volleyball, football aren't quite over, but they'll end soon, and now we get to cheer for basketball as they try and get some redemption after last season.
Absolutely, and it's great to see all these teams. I mean, they're really strong right now, but I think the basketball team, they're gonna bring it up a level from last year.
The Bison men this Saturday will be looking for a victory over MSUM, who defeated the Bison in 2 overtimes last season.
It'll be an interesting one to see. Coming up next on SUTV News, we'll show you how students can avoid missing their animal companions while at school.
Watch SUTV News on Cable 1. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SUTV News on Cable 1 Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Welcome back. Most college students not only miss home after being at school for a while, they also miss their pets. Many students don't know that there are ways to interact with pets and help out a good cause. Around the Fargo-Moorhead area, there are numerous different opportunities to volunteer at shelters. Cat's Cradle, the Humane Society, and the For Love of Dogs Shelter all welcome volunteers and greatly appreciate any help they can get. Both Cat's Cradle and the For Love of Dogs Shelter are not kill shelters, meaning they have a lot of animals that need attention and care.
Well, we have scheduled cleaning crews that come in, and if somebody would like to get on a cleaning crew and come over and help clean, we clean twice a day, feed the, make sure the food and water is up to date, scooping, washing surfaces, things like that, and then after that it's playtime. So if they're ever missing their pet at home, they can come and cuddle with one of these little guys.
Cat's Cradle is located on 9th Street South and is looking for people to expand their Facebook page and help out with fundraisers. Well, I have a cat of my own, and I really miss him, so this sounds like a great opportunity for students.
Without a doubt. I mean, NDSU had their Walk a Beagle program that you could check out a beagle and walk it if you missed your animals from home, but this might seem like a good program to fill in the void ever since they ended up ditching the program.
And I've been to Cat's Cradle. They have a co-op going with NDSU where pre-vet students actually get to go in and actually perform procedures on these live animals.
Well, thank you for watching this edition of SUTV News. Be sure to pick up your copy of The Spectrum and check us out at our website or on Facebook or Twitter. If you have any news you would like us to cover, let us know through our tip section on our website. Have a great night.